and fighting was the absolute last thing he wanted upon release. He only took the Xavier fight to buy his family time. Sami warns Patton that he is using Rose, and if he has truly grown, he shouldn't be here. In a shocking turn of events, the fighting committee strips Xavier Growl of his title, suspends him for 6 months, and officially cancels the fight with Patton. Xavier storms into Patton's gym, laughing and calling him a myth. He demands they change the venue to a brutal, unsanctioned smoker fight. Patton refuses, reminding Xavier that under their contract, he still owes him the upfront money regardless. Xavier calls him a coward, but Patton doesn't flinch, reminding Xavier of the legendary 6-second knockout. At home, Patton brings Maddie her favorite sushi and tells Luciana the fight is officially off due to a breach of contract, but they get to keep the upfront money. Relieved, Luciana forgives him, and the family shares a warm, peaceful evening. Seeking to heal his fractured family, Patton tracks Malone down at a running track. Malone admits he feels lost. Patton appeals to him, saying Maddie wants her goofy foot, stubborn and fearless uncle at her birthday party. Patton finally whispers a sincere apology for walking away years ago. Malone hangs up on him, but later surprises everyone by arriving at Maddie's birthday party with arcade gifts. However, Malone says he can't stay, cryptically telling Patton to keep an eye on the news because something big is coming. Inside Malone's gift to Maddie is a stack of cash. Nadine breaks down and reveals the horrifying truth. Malone is heading to an underground venue to fight Xavier again tonight, completely ignoring the doctors who warned that his brain is still swollen. Patton and Neil race to the underground fight. Inside the ring, Xavier is mercilessly punishing Malone, dragging out the beating to give the roaring crowd their money's worth. Barry, acting as Malone's cornerman, screams for him to stand. Malone absorbs devastating blow after blow, his body failing, but his spirit refusing to quit. Patton and Neil shove through the crowd. When guards block their path, Neil throws heavy punches. Clearing the way, Patton commends Neil's fighting skills. Neil simply replies that fighting is sometimes necessary. They are too late. Inside the ring, Malone takes one final devastating hit and collapses. Patton bursts through the ropes, screaming his brother's name. Malone gasps, convulsing on the bloody canvas. Patton cradles his dying brother in the darkness, completely shattered. A vast cemetery stretches across the landscape. Mourners stand around Malone's black coffin. Tony Lee, a representative from One Championship, offers his condolences and tells Patton they need to talk. Later on the rocky shoreline, Patton shatters a glass bottle, screaming and crying into the night, haunted by the brother he failed to save. Luciana rushes to him, begging him to breathe. Xavier shows no remorse to the press, blaming Patton directly and insisting the fight was always meant for him. Carrying the unbearable weight of guilt, Patton whispers to his wife that it should have been him in that ring. Luciana grabs his face. She tells him she hates fighting, but she commands him to go kick Xavier's ass and come home. Patton returns to Sami. He says he needs to learn how to breathe so he can think and win. Sami reveals he turned down the advance for a winner-takes-all championship bout. The old wounds heal as Patton tells his father he loves him. The training montage is fierce. Patton pounds the heavy bag with everything he has while Rose cheers him on. Sami watches, stunned, as Rose shouts that the old Patton is finally back. Little Maddie calls her grandfather mental, and Sami grins, replying, "Good." The arena in Bangkok? Thailand is electric. The commentators announce the ultimate grudge match. Patton marches toward the cage with an 11-0 record. Xavier enters, and the two bitter rivals refuse to touch gloves. Pure hatred radiates in the cage. Round 1 erupts. Xavier pins Patton, landing a spinning wheel kick that draws blood. Patton drags Xavier to the mat, surviving a spinning elbow to land a massive right hand that heavily staggers the former champion. In round 2, Xavier reverses a takedown and locks Patton in a brutal rear choke. Seconds away from losing consciousness, Patton hears Sami's voice cutting through the chaos, urging him to breathe. The bell saves him, but Patton lies motionless. As the referee checks on him, Patton gasps, dragging himself back to his feet. Sami asks him the plan. Patton replies, "Breathe, think, win." Round 3 begins. Xavier explodes with flying knees, raining down vicious strikes. He lands a dirty shot that drops Patton, causing the crowd to boo. The referee gives Patton 1 minute to recover. Blinded and in agonizing pain, Patton refuses to quit. He charges forward, landing a colossal strike that shatters Xavier's hand. With a roar of vengeance, Patton unleashes a devastating left hook. Xavier Growl crashes to the canvas, out cold. Patton James wins by knockout. Sammy rushes the cage, tears streaming down his face, telling his son he always knew he was a champion. As the announcer declares Patton the new undisputed middleweight champion, and $3 million richer, Patton grabs the microphone. He looks into the camera, shouting to Luciana and his family, "I'm coming home. I love you." Thanks for watching. If you enjoy the recaps, PLS, like and subscribe. See you in the next recap.